All right, everybody, we have Coach Bake here after the win over Ryder. We'll open it up with opening statement from Coach.
Yeah, I'd like to give Ryder a lot of credit. I thought they played really well today. When we watched them yesterday against Lemoyne, they were really struggling on service eve, which they really stabilized today, which really helped them to run a more diverse offense, which they really took advantage of. So they did a really good job. It was not easy for us today. We couldn't really find our rhythm for a long time. And our movements were not crisp like the way yesterday. So it took us a lot of moving around, figuring things out in order to get into a rhythm. So that third set, for example, I think there was a time it was 22-22. We came back and we had them, and then kind of lost the rhythm within 1 or 2 points, and then they were able to close that out. That's a great example of how the evening went. However, I want to give the team a lot of credit to work through these adversities that we faced throughout the match, and finding a way to stay in it and not fold, and still find a way to come out and be successful. So that's obviously if I had a choice, I wouldn't be in that situation. However, I think being in that situation, seeing this and seeing the way we came back, it's a good sign on the character of the team.
We'll open up for questions.
Coach, Leo Schaefer with Newshouse. You're 2-0 in the Salt City Classic and actually 2-0 on the young season. So Tomorrow's matchup against Lemoyne, what are your key takeaways from the previous 2 games that kind of leads you forward into the final matchup of the Salt City Classic?
Yeah, I think we got to clean things up, which is completely normal at this point of the season, right? I think the consistency is the key word here, and we talk about it pretty much every day at practice. I thought we did a really good job serving yesterday. Today, overall, we were okay, but there were some times where we had some errors that we could have prevented, but that applied to service eve, that applied to the movement at the net. So I think we want to go back and look at the film and clean things up a little bit. I don't think we need to reinvent volleyball. I think this team knows how to play. We just have to execute a little cleaner and a little crisper.
Coach, you played Gabby pretty much the entire game, from my understanding, or pretty much most of it. What do you think that says about her?
Yeah, she has the heart of a lion, right? She wants to compete. However, we have to find a way to distribute the sets a little more evenly. She had 61 attempts today. That's we're not going to survive the season with that. Neither is her shoulder. So I think we need to stabilize our service eve and be a little bit more consistent there, and find ways to get multiple hitters involved in order for her to be successful, hit at a higher percentage, but also to have us as a team be successful as well.
Yeah, Coach, the offense really surged late in that 4th set. What did you see there from the offense?
Well, I think, Sky is sitting right here. I thought Skylar did a tremendous job coming in and providing help right away, which she did yesterday as well. So I thought she did a really good job there. I think we found a way to make things happen at the end too. We understood it might not be the prettiest match we're going to play, win. However, we have to find a way to win those side outs. And then there were multiple players that made some plays that were not possibly the prettiest plays. However, we were able to come out with the side out. So that was really good. I think that made the difference at the end.
Coach, you said yesterday that Ryder would be a particularly challenging opponent, and I think we saw that today. How'd they challenge your group?
Yeah, Ryder has been very successful within their conference as a program, and they brought pretty much everybody back. I believe maybe one player that was missing from the starting lineup from the previous season, and the coaching staff has been doing a good job. They've been there for a while, so we knew it's going to be a very solid and very well coached and very fundamentally skilled team, and we saw that today. And they were able to put a lot of pressure on us on our service eve, but also on our defense.
Coach,
what was your message to the team after dropping that 3rd set?
Well, I think for us it was mostly not at that point, we needed to find our rhythm. We need to work and focus on the basics in order to create a chance to get into a rhythm. And if we do that, then we have a better chance against Ryder, right? That's a given. But if we do that, then the outcome should be that we're going to win that set. So rather than just focusing on the outcome, we really focus on what we need to do in order to achieve that, and that was kind of the message.
Coach, Rana Yamada, the Guerrero, actually had 4 aces today, which led the team. 2 of them coming in the second set to give Syracuse a 15-14 advantage.
Yeah.
She also made some very incredible saves defensively. What were your thoughts on her performance today?
Yeah, Lana is. I think she's a great libero. We have some really good defensive specialists on the team, but she's doing a really good job as a libero for us. I think she can play better. I think she's still getting used to the pace at this level, but also getting used to the new team, maybe a new system. But I expect more from her, and I think she's very capable of playing at even a higher level, even though she's performing pretty well for us.
Coach, a lot of Ryder's success tonight came through the front court. What were they doing down there that was effective, and how did you adjust throughout the match?
Well, I thought serve received really well, and then brought back a lot of balls, that allowed them to distribute the ball to multiple attackers. I thought they had some really good pin attackers, 4, 7, 11, they put a lot of pressure on us. So it's a little tough, when you have 3, 4 players that can put the ball down. However, we were able to communicate and make some adjustments at the net and slow down some of those attackers.
Yeah, Coach, what does playing in a competitive sort of back and forth game tell you about your team?
It's competition, right? This is why we prepped the last, 4, 5, 6 weeks. This is why we're here. This is what we want to do, right? We can't expect to go in there and win every game 3-0, 25-10, right? That would be kind of boring anyway. But this is competition. Ryder doesn't come here just to lose, right? Everybody who's playing us, they want to win as well. We just got to take on that challenge and grow with it.
We'll take 1 or 2 more for Coach.
Coach, I know you said we had like an overflow of players at Skylar's position, and you brought her in late in both games. What has she done in that role, and coming in late to sort of close games? And do you like that for her?
Well, I don't. She's sitting right here. I'm pretty sure her ambition is to be a starter. I hope so, right? And that's a good thing. That shows you the nature of her competitiveness. And that's what we want for her too. However, in the role she has right now, today and yesterday, that might change tomorrow. However, in these 2 matches, she did an excellent job, and that speaks to her ability and her mindset as well. So kudos to Sky if she
Coach,
does
did you-
this.
Coach, did you like what you saw when you had both your setters on the court at the same time at various intervals with Veronica and Taylor?
Yeah. I think both setters are very good setters that bring different aspects to the game, different qualities. Like I said, today was a little bit tough for us to find a rhythm, and with 2 setters, it could make it a little more challenging even, and that's one of the reasons we switched to a 5-1, simplifying things, to give ourselves a better chance to get into a rhythm as a team. It doesn't mean that this is the end of the 6-2. I think we're gonna keep exploring and experimenting and trying to find the best match rotation for us, which can also change based on the matchup as well.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you guys.